So there you can see the lake surrounding here at Rowrah in Cumbria. Big thank you for everyone tuning in at the moment. So, starting grid for Heat 1 of Minimax for round 3 of the championship is Melissa Adrian and Michael Ambler on the front row. Behind them will be Harry Holland and Jared Fox-Whiteley. Jared, runner-up in Cadet 105s last year to the now retired Riley Wright. Tyler Lee and Leon Barlow round out the top 3 rows. Oliver Fabricius and Lewis Goff, row number 4 with Lizzie Mentier and Daniel Parsons rounding out the top 10. Lizzie Mentier had to go to hospital yesterday morning, but last year's Minimax champion back in the saddle yesterday afternoon. They're followed by Jack Burgess and Ben Adrian. Zach Turner and Callum Foster ran out row number 7 ahead of Addison Smith, and the points leader, Lucas Blandford. Ben Horner and Taylor Dixon ran out the top 9 rows. Good to see many of you involved on the chat. Sunbather saying, good morning, Alex. Good luck, Callum Foster from Nan. And Tim Winters giving a big up to Sam Stoner, saying good drive. So really good to see you all involved on the chat here on the official Alpha live stream. Got the Civic Cup and the British Supercarts later on this weekend as well, being it's the May bank holiday weekend. So plenty of talents in the Minimax roster. So I've just been informed that all heats are now officially 8 minutes plus an additional lap as they release the Minimax grid onto the circuit here at Rowrah. 1,030 metres, established back in 1963. Plenty of running there. So over 6 decades of competition and plenty of championships. Visit this circuit, and it's a great one for the drivers. A lot of drivers love this track with its challenging technical sections, especially going down the start-finish straight into the chicane. And you get some nice technical parts like the Stuart S's on the far part of the circuit after the back straight coming through from Iredales. Stephen L saying, good luck, Taylor Dixon. And there is one of... Ah, now is that Chris, our cameraman, by any chance? He was wearing a Bear Grylls survival bag, I think, a bit earlier on, and I think I put in the chat, get me out of here. He was the one with the very fancy dancing a few weeks ago as well. That's the whole point of this kind of interaction we have between us here whenever this happens. So they're going to put them on another formation lap, so full start has been called. So formation lap is underway. All heats now will be 8 minutes plus an additional lap. So with no qualifying in a mixed grid situation, it actually spices up the racing a little bit because you have drivers that will be out of position but will know how to react accordingly and fire themselves up through the field, but not fire anyone off the course, I might say. Hayden Taylor saying, go on, Jared, Lewis, Leon, Lizzie, and Lucas. Oh, goodness me. That's about the solidarity of karting. As they now get themselves into formation, they'll be making their way through the Stuart S's and through into St. John's. Owen Morris saying, good luck to all our friends racing today. That's the spirit there. Be coming through St. John's very, very shortly indeed, which they're doing now before the left-hander at Sunny Bend, before they bring the revs up through paddock. Dual file rolling start formation 4. As we get ready for Minimax heat number 1, it's Adrian and Ambler on the front row into the tram lines. Lights are not out, and we have the full start called. And the number 99 has come down to a halt, I'm afraid. Zach Turner on the start-finish straight. On the right-hand side, trying to get the kart fired up, bangs the steering wheel in frustration, and the body language, unfortunately, says, I'm not taking any further part in this race. And there we go. Another driver having to watch by the sidelines. You two all right over there? No. No, I did not hear the car horn. Oh, dearie me. It's going to be a long day today. Sorry. I never thought they had buttons. Well, I know they do on the chronometers on these steering wheels, but on the main thing, if you had like a Boss hub or something like that. Right, okay, so we're going to be down to 17 Minimax drivers. Race will be 8 minutes plus an additional lap for all the remaining heats for today. So, they've now exited Sunny Bend. Race director Luke Powell telling them to get into formation as we get ready for a second restart. Into the tram lines, revs rise, noise increases. Lights are out this time, we're off and racing. Up into the chicane they go, and towards the outside tries Michael Ambler and has to use the runoff area. Oh, right, so you've got... that was... Sometimes that does happen. They can't cut that point on the circuit as they go through into McRae's for the first time. Oh, no! Moment there for Ambler, and all of a sudden the 77 of Harry Holland gets collected. And now Lucas Blanford has already made up a multitude of positions and now fires it up the inside of the 77 and the 48. And that's Ben Adrian. There's the number 25. That's going to be... well, it's very... That's Michael Ambler, who started on the front row alongside Melissa Adrian. There's the number 69. That's Callum Foster, based out of Clacton on C in Essex. As the drivers making their way through Sunny Bend, Leon Barlow up into P3. Lewis Goff in the mix there as well. Completely sideways was the number 11 of Tyler Lee. They're all trying to get through. Lucas Blanford is making the biggest opportunity possible, and he's mugged the lot of them. Blanford on an absolute tear and swipes in front of the bumper of Lewis Goff. So Lucas Blanford started all the way down towards the back end of the field. Oh no! Moment for the number 11 is backwards. Tyler Lee pointing the wrong way, coming out of McRae's, and everyone manages to avoid it. Oh, does anyone get a defibrillator? Because I'm definitely going to need one after today. My goodness me. As now, up the inside, Lizzie Mentier, last year's Minimax champion, gets through on the inside of Harry Holland. Ben Horner trying to catch up with those in front, which includes the likes of Taylor Dixon. As all touch between Goff and Blanford, they clash sidewalls and side pods, and Blanford remains in front. And Ben Adrian is keeping the pair of them very, very honest indeed. Oh, no dramas, and there is a lot of steam billowing from the left-hand side of the cart for Harry Holland and the number 77. Yellow flags are out. Oh, my goodness me, someone had a massive moment coming through. That was the number 12 of Ben Horner coming out of St John's, and the front bumper on the number 77 of Harry Holland is looking rather a sad state at the minute. It's completely bent on in as we head into the last 5 minutes and 40 seconds plus an additional lap. And at the moment, the person that's kept it on the straight and narrow at the minute is Melissa Adrian. She leads Jared Fox-Whiteley in the 22. Oh, a little bit moment there for Callum Foster trying to battle away with Taylor Dixon for P9 on the road. Lewis Goff has got Ben Adrian right behind. Then there's Lizzie Mentier. Addison Smith is in there, and there's been a little bit of coming together. That was between the 25 of Michael Ambler, and that might have been Oliver Fabricius, and the number 90. That was a drama coming through that particular corner. As we now have around about 5 minutes and 20 still to go on the race counter. At the moment, Melissa Adrian leads. Jared Fox-Whiteley in the 22 in second. Leon Barlow, the number 42, rounds out the top three, being hunted down by Lucas Blanford in the number 59. Lewis Goff in fifth place ahead of Ben Adrian. Lizzie Mentier rounds out the top seven ahead of Addison Smith. Taylor Dixon and Callum Foster complete the top 10. And Blanford is the fastest one out there. No surprise from the youngster, who's signed by the Team Hard Academy. 1 minute, 0.895 seconds for Blanford. Based out of Stratford-upon-Avon, originally from Motherwell in Scotland, which is why he proudly sports the Scottish saltire on his race suit. Lizzie Mentier takes a tight line there. Addison Smith sweeps wide, going into the Stuart S's. Addison Smith completely sideways. trying to go through into, well, trying to get through the inside. Whoa, wallop of curb there from Lewis Goff, as Lucas Blanford has now caught up with Leon Barlow for P3. However, the battle for 7th. Oh, moment there for Addison Smith coming through Paddock Bend. And there is Callum Foster. He's got past Taylor Dixon. Will he get through on Addison Smith going into the chicane? He does not. Well, that just goes to show you make a mistake out of Paddock Bend, you're going to literally be mugged at the drop of a hat. And Leon Barlow takes a quick look over his left shoulder and sees Lucas Blanford behind. Blanford up the inside. There's also Lewis Goff. Leon Barlow just plants it around the outside, hits the throttle hard, the back end lights up, bites into the tarmac and gets through, but then Blanford through into the Stuart S's, manages to get through. Barlow around the outside. Whoa, Leon Barlow, what a brilliant move that was from the number 42. Blanford got, I think, surprised on that one, but up through the inside of St John's goes Blanford, and there is the move for 3rd, secured by the number 59. But Leon Barlow, take a bow, good sir. That was a brilliant move. As all dramas from the number 12, Ben Horner, who is running in 12th position. Here's Lewis Goff alongside Leon Barlow as they come out of Paddock Bend. 2 minutes and 40 still to go, plus an additional lap. Lizzie Mentier, personal best. Lewis Goff, don't. Oh, he really was threading the eye of the needle, was Lewis Goff. He had to back out of it. The left front corner of the bumper hit the right rear of Barlow, and Barlow is sort of like saying, come on, mate, just play it nice and safe. This might be racing, but make that move nice and clean. Now through into Iredale's. Goff gets through, does the nice little switcheroo there. However, Lewis Goff gets a warning for his troubles. I'm not at all surprised about that one. As now Ben Adrian up the inside of Leon Barlow into the approach into the Stuart S's. 2 minutes to go, and Melissa Adrian continues to lead the way. So both Taylor Dixon and Lewis Goff have both got warnings. And the lead between Melissa Adrian and Jared Fox-Whiteley is about 9/10 of a second. Fox-Whiteley now puts in a personal best. Blanford, fastest lap of the race. 1 minute, 0.667 from the youngster. Gap between Adrian and Fox-Whiteley now down to 4.5 tenths and closing. And now Fox-Whiteley is within earshot of the number 10. Based out of Lincoln is Melissa Adrian, as is brother Ben. As Fox-Whiteley got very close there indeed. But Adrian now manages to power away down the back straight, heading from Iredale's through into the Stuart S's. Hayden Taylor saying, keep on going, Jared. A little bit further back, this is between the likes of Lewis Goff, Ben Adrian. Leon Barlow is just behind them in 6th position. Great running from the number 42. Was in P3 before Lucas Blanford decided to get past. We're into the last 50 or so seconds of the race itself. Well, make that a minute. Make that 45 seconds now, as Melissa Adrian puts in a personal best in response to Jared Fox-Whiteley, extends the gap to 1.1 seconds. Lucas Blanford rounds out the top 3. Oh, right, that is the number 12, I believe, of Ben Horner. Was running in 15th, now out of the race on lap number 7. Just under 30 seconds to go before we get the last lap board, as Melissa Adrian hanging on to a lead by about 1.1 seconds as she makes her way down in towards the Stuart S's. Jared Fox-Whiteley is chasing down the number 10. Yellow flags, so no overtaking. That's through the Stuart S's. And that will be where the number 12 of Ben Horner that will be parked up, unfortunately, backwards and beached. So timer has hit 0. And the number 12 of Ben Horner has gotten underway. And right now, checkered flag will wave. And hold the phone, ladies and gentlemen. Melissa Adrian takes a Mini Max victory in 2022 ahead of Jared Fox-Whiteley. Lucas Blanford from the nigh-on back end of the grid takes P3 ahead of Lewis Goff. Ben Adrian and Leon Barlow complete the top 6 positions ahead of Lizzie Mentier, Addison Smith, Taylor Dixon, Callum Foster and Jack Burgess rounding out the top 11. Olivia Fabricius, Daniel Parsons, Tyler Lee, Harry Holland and Ben Horner round out the 16 strong that completed the full race distance. Unfortunately, the number 99 of Zach Turner did not make the start, and Michael Ambler in the number 25 retiring on lap number 5 itself.